Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you like a goddamn dollar store. Masturbation is killing your momentum. Yes, sir, let me say that again. Masturbation is killing your momentum. So without further ado, let's break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. Now, you gotta understand this, bro. No matter what it is that you're trying to do in life, you need momentum to fulfill it. You need momentum to actually make some movements. You need momentum to actually put these plans into motion. And you might be wondering, what the hell do you mean by momentum? Well, on a base level, momentum is when you have energy and you have focus and you have attention backed into something, which causes it to actually take action, causes it to actually take the next steps, causes it to actually make the progression that you're looking for. If you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become jacked, if you want to become, have a better career path, you don't go from A to B like that. Even a car doesn't. That's why they have 0 to 60s. But guess what gets them from that 0 to 60? Momentum. It's that circulating effect, that revolving effect of the engine that causes that energy to be put into motion and then makes that and manifests that momentum, which allows the car to accelerate from 0 to 60 in however many seconds. Yet when you don't have momentum, not only is the 0 to 60 going to take longer, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's not even going to be able to move. The car is not going to be able to move. There's no energy backed up. There's no force being generated to the wheels. You literally shut off the switch to the engine. You hit the kill switch. And that's what you're doing on a mental, physical, and spiritual level when you are masturbating. And I don't want to say masturbating is evil. I don't want to say masturbating is demonic, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I think other things, probably like porn, have evil and demonic intentions. But at the end of the day, this is just a lower quality of life. You are not a bad person for doing it. You're not an evil person for doing it. Don't stop shaming yourself for that. Understand that you have been trapped and oh man, relax, Lola. You've been trapped in this psychological state of mind where you equate sexual urges and sexual energy being built up, that momentum being built up, to an act of releasing. Whether that's through hookup culture, whether that's through pixels on a screen. You've just been programmed to think that this energy building up, that this energy being generated, that this life force energy being circulated means that you just have to release it. Why do you think you've been programmed to do that? Society, again, I've talked about this so much on this channel. I already made a whole video about why the elites don't want you to retain. It's because you can't build up that momentum to actually progress in life. Whatever the fuck it is that you want, you're not gonna have the oomph. You're not gonna have the force. You're not gonna have the intensity, the amplification of your energy on your side. It's like playing a video game and you're playing all the way up into the final boss, and then boom, someone just pulls a plug out of the console. Game's over. Whatever ideas that you had, whatever motivation that you had. And again, motivation is something that's not constant. But when it does come about, you got to use it. You got to ride that wave. You got to surf that wave when you actually are able to catch it. On the other times, you got to kind of hone your discipline in and rely on that. But when motivation comes, when these surges of energy come, when these innovations come, when these universal spiritual downloads come, you got to put it into motion, because that's momentum on your side. But guess what? As a man, you've been programmed to take this surge of energy and just throw it all away. For what? A couple seconds of pleasure. And matter of fact, 9 times out of 10, you probably look at yourself like, God damn, you fucking idiot, bro. Why did I do that? Why did I let my senses take over my logical state of mind? Why am I a slave to my fleshly desires? Why can't I be in control of what I want to do with this energy? Well, first of all, you probably don't even understand that this energy could be used for other outlets, because you haven't been taught that. In the Western world especially, we equate sexual energy to cum. That's the word that we use. In the East, in the Vedic philosophy, in the yogic philosophy, they call it life force energy, virya. In ancient Chinese medicine, they call it qi, a life force energy. But what do we talk about in the West? Oh, it's cum, it's jizz. You already don't put respect onto it. And the thing is, you gotta understand this. Energy is energy at the end of the day. The reason that we call it sexual energy is because it's generated by the sexual organs. You gotta think of your genitals, your gonads, as the powerhouse of life force energy as a man. It's what generates it. But just like how there's a bunch of electricity towers right next to me. These electricity towers are the powerhouse of electricity. But that electricity could be used to turn on your TV. That electricity could be used to turn on a light. That electricity could be used to do a bunch of other things. Turn on your video games. Charge your phone. Charge your laptop. You see, it's energy at the end of the day, but how you manipulate it will actually result in the outcome that you either want or that you don't want. You're using this energy for something that's so minuscule, so nonsensical, and makes no real progress in your life. You're depleting that energy. You're cashing in that energy for something nonsensical. Imagine you got all this money from crypto or like a lottery ticket. Okay, my bad. The stick just keeps getting in my way. But imagine you get all that and you cash it in for the things that give you the least return on your investment. So we're talking about a nice fancy car. Right after you drive it off the lot, the price of that car is going to plummet. You buy this designer clothes, this, that, boom, boom, boom. All the things that are low returns on your investment. And guess what? You're going to deplete all that capital, that financial capital, that energy. For what? You're in the same position in life, really, but you have a better car, you have better clothes. Think of the same way. Think of this as currency, the energy, your sexual energy as currency. What are you going to trade it in for? Because energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but only transferred from one form to another. Are you going to transform this sexual energy to a couple seconds of pleasure, or are you going to cash it in for much higher qualities of life, much higher aspects of life? Spiritual intuition, physical vitality, mental clarity. That's what you get when you don't release your seed on nonsensical things. And guess what? When you get those attributes, you start building up momentum. You start building up momentum towards whatever you want. When you have the physical vitality and you want to get in shape, guess what? You have the momentum to be able to do that. When you have the discipline to go beyond your animalistic cravings, you have the foundations to build up a business. You have the creative capabilities from the spirit, the source, to give you these universal downloads to actually make that happen. You have the mental clarity, no more brain fog, to actually sit down in those deep states of work to build out the career path that you want. Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Every time you deplete yourself of this life force energy, you are killing your momentum. You are killing that drive, that generating force that can be used for so many things that you simply cannot comprehend. And I don't blame you, because again, you've been programmed to believe that this buildup of energy means that you have to release it on nonsensical things. Again, this is energy at the end of the day. I don't want to kind of box it into a little thing that is just for sex. sexual energy is creative energy. What do you use sex for on the base biological level without the human's free will? If you ask an animal, it's to procreate. Create. It could be create a child, or it could be create the life that you want. Same rules apply. You're still using that same electricity from that powerhouse that helps you in creation, but how are you going to create? Are you going to create a couple seconds of pleasure that goes away like that? That makes you probably feel like shit. That probably makes you feel ashamed of yourself. That probably just drains you of your vitality. That drains you of that mental clarity. That gives you brain fog. That disconnects you from your spirit and soul. Or are you going to use it to actually take that inner vision that you've always had as a man? Like I talked about before on this channel, all men are built to be alchemists. We have an inner vision, base metals, and we came here on this earth to transmute that, to take that inner vision, that desired reality, that desired innovative things, and actually shift it into the physical form, transmute it into gold. That's what we were brought here to do, and that's what this practice of semen retention will really do. Forget about the physical benefits, female attraction, all that stuff that people talk about. This is the sole purpose of it, and I'm going to make a much deeper video about this topic on the sole purpose of semen retention, but this is just a quick summary. You're using this energy, amplifying your senses, amplifying your impact, and building up momentum towards what you really want to accomplish. And when you build up momentum, things flow that much easier. Let's take it to sports. I grew up playing basketball. I still love basketball, still watch basketball to this very day. When I watch basketball, whether that's at the local park, the local gyms, or it's on the NBA level, I can tell what's really going on in the game and where the momentum's shifting. If you watch sports, whatever sport it is, you can understand it. But in basketball, in my opinion, it's the most prevalent. A lot of the other sports take a lot more of time to build up momentum, but in basketball, if one of your players catches a couple of open threes, catches fire, you start slowly seeing the team itself start to fall in line with that kind of aura or that attitude, even if they're down in the game. You catch a couple good breaks, momentum's on your side, the other team starts freezing up, starts locking up, gets tense, gets nervous, even though they still might be in the lead. The crowd gets involved, and suddenly you look up and the whole game is flipped over on its head. That's why basketball, they say it's a game of runs. One team might start off on a 18-5 run, and then the next quarter, the other team flips it on their head, goes on a 27-9 run to end off the quarter. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. Hopefully some of you guys play basketball, some hoopers out there, got the basketball IQ and knowledge, and that can kind of pick up this analogy I'm bringing about. But you see how if you get one piece of momentum on your side, and this is the most potent force of it, when you actually get control over this force of energy, this source of energy, and actually transcend beyond these self-sabotaging mechanisms of depleting yourself of it, everything else seems to fall in line. That's why I talk about so much. This is basically like beating the final boss of a video game. All the other ones, that's fucking a cakewalk now. You have so much momentum on your side, so much more confidence, inner confidence on your side, because you're actually taking the right steps toward the right direction in life. And guess what? The universe rewards you for that. The universe will give you the physical vitality. The universe will give you these insights and intuitions. The universe will help you clear out the brain fog so you can actually focus on whatever it is that you want to focus on. That's momentum on your side that cannot be bought, that cannot be replaced, and that cannot be taken away from someone else. That all generates from you and your decisions in life. And if you're someone out there, most likely I'm guessing because you're watching this channel, you're watching the main channel, You're part of the private Patreon community. Shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. If you haven't joined up yet, man, you are truly missing out. Because if you want access to exclusive content, you're not going to get this nowhere else. Not on the main channel, not on the second channel. This is just for the private community, as well as full guides, exclusive in-depth occult lectures, and of course, access to our monthly masterminds where we have a private group chat of a community of like-minded men. We're also on this path of self-mastery, joining 2 times a month on a live call. Of course, we have our private group chat where we speak about these things on a day-to-day basis. You do not want to be missing out on this stuff, man. I'm telling you, if you're someone that's truly serious about this, because if you realize how quote-unquote lonely this journey is, that you're the guy that's not on self-improvement, but on self-mastery, you're going to realize that, man, being in an environment of people, even if it's virtually, we're also on this path, will give me the confirmation, will give me the accountability, will give me the support to continue along this journey and take it to the next level. Why wouldn't I invest in myself into that? So if you're interested in all that stuff, man, check out the links posted in the pinned comment of this video. Within the pinned comment of this video, you'll also be able to find application forms if you want to work one-on-one with me for personalized coaching, as well as links to book one-time one-on-one consultation calls, give you the best advice I possibly can for your situation for the time being, as well as a link to the free community Discord server, free weekly newsletters. All that good stuff, man, is posted in the pinned comment of this video. But what I was saying is, if you're somebody out there, like I'm guessing, who are into all these types of topics, who are watching this type of content, you understand on a deeper level. You were brought here for something bigger and better. You have a bigger purpose in mind. You wouldn't be watching this stuff. I'm telling you right now, you wouldn't close off this video by now. Maybe it's your first time on this channel, bro, but hopefully this kind of is clicking that idea in your mind, that you were here for a bigger reason, a bigger purpose. To actually accomplish that inner purpose, you need fucking momentum on your side. Let's take another example. The guy out there who wants to get in shape, every New Year's resolution, gets the gym pass, feels motivated, feels hyped, goes for a week or two. Slowly but surely the motivation dies out. Slowly but surely he starts to kind of slack off on it. And guess what? The momentum's broken. Then it's hard to pick it back up. Then it's hard to keep riding that wave. This is what you're doing on a much bigger scale through every aspect of your life when you continue to indulge in this nonsensical form of sensual pleasure, masturbating. And masturbating could be pixels on the screen, or it could be masturbating with someone else's body through hookup culture. In my opinion, they're the same exact fucking thing. There's just 2 different degrees on the same scale. One you're using your hand, the other one you're using your body, someone else's body. The other one, using someone else's body, you're also creating soul ties, sexual karma, just overall psychic bonds with the person that I talked about. I'll be talking about in depth within the private Patreon community. Also with that one, you're also creating psychic bonds through the screen, but this one is a little bit more intense. At the end of the day, you're still draining yourself of that momentum that you need. You think that by releasing this energy, you'll feel great. You want to relieve yourself. You don't want to actually progress yourself. You don't want to actually use this to accelerate yourself. Guess what they say? Pressure busts pipes, but it also makes diamonds. That pressure, those urges, quote unquote, that you feel, the only reason you feel them is because you're not actually giving this energy a way to be transmuted towards other planes, towards creative outlets, towards spiritual practices. And if you guys need more understanding of that stuff, go check out the full guide on my main channel, Fulati Fitness. Just type in how to succeed on semen retention. Because if you watch that full guide, you get everything you need, but also you'll be getting the free link to the Art of Retention ebook, which goes even more in depth and more in detail than the full guide about how to actually use this practice towards your advantage. What are the practices that you need to also put in place as foundational elements to actually be able to use this sacred energy transmutation towards your advantage, and not let that constant battle of, oh, I'm battling lust, you're not battling lust. You need to transcend beyond it. And when you start putting these elements into place, it makes it that much easier. This is the sauce and game I wish I got sooner. So this is all for the free 99, man. Free, totally free. Just go check out the full guide. Go check out the Art of Retention ebook. And if you can't read a book, there's a whole audio series on there. Main channel, go on the playlist. You'll see the Art of Retention audio series. So if you want to pop it in while you're in the gym, if you want to pop it in while you go on a hike, if you want to pop it in while you go on your morning walks, all the sauce is right there for you. But this is the essential kind of blueprint you need in order to actually take that energy, put it in the right places, and when you put it in the right places, it builds up that momentum. When you put it towards your meditations, it builds up the momentum for mental clarity. If you put it towards your workouts, it builds up the momentum for physical vitality. If you put it towards spiritual practices, it's gonna build up that inner connection. That higher self is gonna start activating more. I like to think of it as there's two sides to this dichotomy of life. You've probably seen the analogy of an angel on your shoulder and devil on your shoulder. That's not what I like to think. I think it's a lower self on one side, the higher self on the other side. The lower self, when you keep indulging these types of things, the volume of it gets louder and louder and louder and louder. And inversely, the volume of the higher self gets lower and lower, lower and lower, to the point where you can't even hear it anymore. All you can hear is that side of you that's a degenerate, that just wants to satisfy your animalistic nature. But when you inverse and use these practices, the volume on the higher side starts to increase and raise towards regeneration instead of degeneration. Tapping into your higher senses, your spiritual senses that we talked about before on this channel. This is what is needed, man. This is what's needed for you to truly build up that momentum, which acts as like just a extra push towards your goals. If you've ever been surfing, you know that you have to first build up that momentum by paddling on the wave. But there's a certain point when you feel the wave almost pick you up and you stop paddling, you pop up on your board and the wave just pushes you all the way towards where you want to go. All the way to the shore of the beach. That is what is needed for you to continue your progression in life, whatever it is, in your finances, in your social skills, in your spiritual evolution. That's what's needed. And when you quote unquote keep indulging in these lower level desires, masturbating, hookup culture, you're taking 2 paddles and then stopping. 3 paddles and then stopping. And if you've been surfing, if you do that, the wave ain't gonna pick you up. You're not gonna have that momentum pushing you. You first need to build up that energy and that momentum, then it carries you. Then it helps you out. But you are the one that creates in the beginning. And what is needed to create momentum? Energy. Energy on your side. What is one of the most potent sources of energy as a man? Your sexual energy. The powerhouse that's located in your fucking nutsack, man. Stop depleting that. It's like you're trying to charge up your phone to 100%. You charge it to 20, you take it out, and then it depletes back down to 10. You charge it again, it goes up to 20, you deplete it again. Over and over and over again, you're taking out that battery pack that man has capability of. When you go on longer streaks of semen retention, you realize what I'm saying. You tap into your 100% capabilities. You're fully charged, mentally, physically, and spiritually. When you're fully charged, momentum comes like that. It's easy. And what is in my opinion, the biggest benefit of having momentum on your side? You flow from task to task seamlessly. You have an idea. You put that idea into action right now, right then and there. There's no procrastination of, oh, should I do it? Should I not do it? Blah, blah, blah. It's boom, boom. 0 to 60. 2 seconds. Supercharged Tesla. No gears involved. Picking up what I'm saying, man? You picking up what I'm putting down? You go from idea to action like that. You go from this thing to that thing like that. That's what momentum does for you. But when you don't have momentum on your side, you sit down, you procrastinate, you be lazy. And guess what? The universe doesn't give you only you these insights. When you're tuned into a certain frequency, you basically become like a radio transmitter. And whatever that radio transmitter is sending out, other people are also getting that information. That's why they say when the universe, quote unquote, needs an idea to be expressed on the physical plane, either you get that intuition or somebody else does. Whoever gets to it first will be the quote unquote reaper of the rewards. When you're the guy out there that has this amazing idea for whatever it is, your business, your career, this and that, and you sit on it because you don't have any momentum in your life, you can't take that idea into action quickly enough, it dies out, fizzles out. The motivation fizzles out. The energy fizzles out. And guess what? You're stuck in the same position. Wondering what the hell, why can't I progress in life? Because you don't take that inner sense seriously. You continue to indulge in the lower levels of life. And that crowds your vision, that crowds your inner space, that just overall overpowers the higher self talking to you. This is why this practice is so important for a man. It's paramount for a man who's truly serious about becoming the best version of himself, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Not just self-improvement, but self-mastering. And actually realizing, attaining self-realization, understanding who they truly are, what they're really brought here to do, and what this whole game of life is really about. If you understand the self, you understand the universe. Once you understand and master the self, you understand and master the universe. This ain't just about quitting porn. This ain't just about quitting sexual addiction. This ain't just about quitting hookups with random girls, being a slave to your senses. It's about using your own human vessel to your advantage rather than towards your demise. You're using all these amazing capabilities of the human vessel, of your body, towards the evolution of your spirit rather than the degradation of your spirit. So what does that mean? The spirit is the one within this vessel. This stuff right here, the body, that's the costume for the time being. Once we take it off, imagine when you go home from just a very busy day. You went and worked out, you did this, you did that. You take off all the clothes, you go take a shower. When you take off all the clothes, that's essentially you're taking off the costume. When you go into that shower, that's essentially getting and connecting back to the soul, the spirit. This stuff is temporary. The soul and spirit remains forever. You change your clothes every single day, hopefully. But the skin and all that stuff stays. But on a deeper level, the skin will eventually go away. You don't change it every day. You might change it every incarnation. But the soul is what stays. And the soul yearns for something greater, something bigger, not just be kind of confined within the system. Confined within the limitations of the body. But if you understand that the spirit is in charge, your consciousness is in charge, rather than your senses, rather than the animalistic side of you, you take back control of your life. And when you take back control of your life, you build up that momentum and you plug it in towards whatever the fuck it is that you want. This is the beauty of this practice. This is the beauty of self-mastery, through self-discipline, through sexual discipline, mainly. Everything else will fall in line. You're beating the final boss. You're taking back the momentum on your side. You're not depleting yourself of that winding up of energy that could be the catapult, that could slingshot you towards your desired destination. You're cultivating that. You're accelerating that. You're transcending that up towards your higher faculties. And when you bring it up towards your higher faculties, think of it almost like you're climaxing, building all this energy up, and you're hitting a button and you're going boom. All the nitric fuel on a car is building up, and you hit the boost button, and it just goes, just takes off, bro. Your life will take off on the mental, physical, and spiritual planes. And that, of course, as a byproduct, will accelerate your life on the social realm, on the financial realm, on your career path, on the relationship level. Because you're controlling the only thing that you can possibly control, yourself. Everything else, external. Focus all your energy, all your goals, all your intentions internally. Stop making your goals, I want to get this, I want to get that, I want to get this. Focus your goals on, I want to become this, I want to become that. And as a byproduct, when you become someone who is in control, who has momentum on his side, everything else falls into line, bro. All of us start to think of goals outside of ourselves. Focus the goals internally. Focus on the input rather than the output. You focus more on the input, the output will naturally be there. This is what you need to shift your mind from. And this is what helps on this practice. You start shifting your mindset from external validation, external pleasures, external sources of happiness and joy, towards internal growth, internal evolution, internal bliss, internal joy, which is unmatchable towards the external temporary illusionary things. You keep building up and focusing that energy and attention inwards, you build up that momentum. You build up that momentum, you put in the right positions. As a byproduct, you are living the life that you've always wanted to manifest. This is no lie, no cap, no bullshit. You got everything out there that you really need to do, man. It's all internally. And again, if you need more help on this practice, watch the fucking full guide. Get the Art of Retention ebook. Listen to the audio series. And if you need more help after that, more guidance after that, apply for one-on-one coaching. Hop into the private community. Book a one-on-one consultation call. Man, I'm trying to give this information to the people, especially someone who's able to watch this video from in all the way out. You have the attention span, and you were, I don't want to refer to you as a chosen one, but you're more spiritually mature enough, more mentally mature enough to understand these concepts. And you're just waiting. You're just kind of there, like at the edge of the cliff, about to jump, like on a cliff jump into a big lake of water. It's gonna feel amazing when you do it. Yeah, you just can't seem to just jump, you know what I mean? You can't seem to do that. And if you know me, I love cliff jump. I've talked about it so much on this channel. It just seems like a very symbolic thing of you climb up towards a peak, whatever it is, and you're sitting there looking at this crazy jump. The adrenaline is building up. You need to just take the leap of faith. That's on a physical level, but when you take that same analogy and put it towards your life, it makes so much sense. You've been building up, whether it's through, again, watching this channel, watching other channels, listening to this type of content, you're building up the knowledge, you're building up the understanding. You just need to take that jump and fully immerse yourself within this whole concept of self-mastery. And one of the biggest tools you need in order to really perfect yourself on that path is semen retention, is sexual discipline, is killing off this concept of destroying your momentum through acts of masturbation to pixels on the screen or through masturbation with someone else's body. Again, they're not evil, they're not bad, you're not a bad person, you're not a devil, you're not a demon. You're just controlled by society to keep you within your carnal state of mind, your animalistic state. And an animal, unfortunately, I got my dog right there, can't think on a higher level. They're based off instincts, but the universe gives it the instincts it needs to survive. That's why even animals won't waste this energy. They have mating seasons and seasons where they don't do it. They don't kill their momentum. And their momentum is just be able to survive, reproduce, and get up on the food chain. Humans, you have much more room to grow. You have that area of life, those three lower worlds, survival, sex, and status. But that's just living in your animalistic state of mind. Continue to ascend. And what's needed for you to ascend is the discipline to transcend above those areas. Not be a slave to survival, of food. Being a slave to your stomach. Not being a slave to your sensual cravings, sexuality. Not being a slave towards egotistical pursuits of status. Once you release yourself from that, your states of consciousness from that, it starts to ascend towards the heart, true love. What am I really brought here to do? Creativity. Throat chakra. What am I brought here to create? Brow chakra, ajna chakra, third eye chakra. God is giving you, the universe is giving you those intuitions to help you create that thing, those innovations. Highest, the crown chakra, states of bliss, euphoria throughout life. There's no failures, there's no successes. You're just fully immersed in life, fully detached from the external because you understand that everything resides internally. That's what you get, man. That's what you get when you truly start to ascend from your animalistic state of mind towards your spiritual state of mind. You can't build that up, though, if you keep killing off your momentum. How can you expect to get a full charge phone if you keep unplugging it when it hits 20%? How can you expect to achieve the fullest state, the fullest potential of man if you keep draining yourself of the source of energy needed to tap into that mode? You can't. This is what it means, man. Masturbation, all this type of nonsense and fuckery is killing your momentum. You can continue it, man. It doesn't make a difference in my life. I'm just talking for the people out there right now that when they hear this message, it'll click. Do you understand a deep level? We're not just quitting porn. We're not just quitting these bad habits. We're using this energy towards our advantage. Remember, we cannot ever, I don't believe you can ever break a bad habit, break an addiction. You can only replace it. You're replacing, depleting your life force energy towards transmuting it. You're just flipping the script. You're going inverse. Depletion, transmutation. Being a slave to the lower senses towards serving the higher goals, higher self. This is what really needs you, this is what really is needed for you to take that next step and take that next overall evolution in this game of life. Stop killing off your fucking momentum, bro. You don't realize what you're truly capable of if you have it on your side. If you have it backed up, ready to go at any time you need. That's already pushing you towards your what it is that you want. You really don't understand what you're truly capable of if you don't stop doing this self-sabotaging. There's so much towards your potential, man. So much. And you keep unconsciously deteriorating it, making it lower than it really needs to be. And then you're just okay with mediocrity. When you kill your momentum, you're essentially okay with mediocrity. You're okay with an average life. And I'm not saying an average life has to be outside of the average life needs to be you need to be a millionaire, this and that. No, you're just following the status quo. You're not following your heart. You're not following your soul. You're not following your higher self. You're just going with what everyone else is doing. It's fitting the bill. Get out of this state of mediocrity by actually cultivating momentum, by actually harnessing your sexual energy and applying it towards the right directions in life. Once you do that, you'll understand this video from front to back completely. And for the guys out there that do already understand it, comment down below so other people can understand it as well. But with that said, man, it's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out that game so you guys can make these gains. I'm out here. Peace.